Hi, my name is Dustin Crumbaugh, and I am a dancer with the Big Muddy Dance Company, and I am their Director of Educational Programs. I've been performing with the company for the last 10 years, and we've had a really interesting time navigating all of the changes that have come about with the pandemic of COVID-19. As a dancer, it was kind of scary to watch this disease make its way towards us, and I'll never forget the day that the news was delivered that we were going to have to shut down our operations. And at the time, that was really scary for us to consider that we wouldn't be able to do what we thought of as were our jobs. And it definitely ended up being this really amazing opportunity to retool the ways that we approach our work and reevaluate our relationship with the work to make it deeper, more effective, and still be able to engage with our audiences and also engage with our students and keep cultivating an appreciation for dancing and what we do in the community, and thanks to our virtual platforms across the nation, across the world. In the way of having to suddenly dance and train at home, it forced a lot of us to pay attention to ourselves differently and experience our work differently. In a lot of ways, it gets harder to put into words, but I definitely look at dancing as something that gives a great deal of meaning in my life and a day-to-day existence, well beyond now what I thought of as a job or a career. As we're starting to reopen and come back to more performances and more engagement with people, I've been increasingly more excited to share the sort of tools that I've been honing as a dancer that have helped me dance more freely, more pain-free, and adapt my dancing to different and interesting circumstances that have come up through this time in quarantine. On the other end of it, those experiences have allowed me to cultivate new ways to cue and deliver instruction while teaching. We revamped all of our educational classes to be presented online through Zoom, and there was a learning curve. It was challenging. Much like live performance, it's hard to teach and communicate dance without face-to-face interaction and with the chemistry of being in a room with somebody. But that allowed all of our teachers to figure out different ways to talk about dance, to describe it, to still be effective for students as they get feedback. And we also took that into the online streaming platforms that we're using as a subscription service for people to still take class and experience new classes that they may be too intimidated to take in public. They can get an introduction to it at home. They can still foster their appreciation for it and their understanding through what we're providing through these new services. And now here in this studio, we have the opportunity to combine both of those ideas. We are allowed, thankfully, to have a handful of dancers and a teacher in the studio, and with some equipment shuffling around, we're able to broadcast those classes so we can still reach much further to other dancers for whom it may not be safe for them to come into the studio, or we may be too far away or inconvenient. As a dancer, it's been this really amazing time to look at teachers and companies that I would never get to experience as a dancer and take classes with them online. And the exchange of ideas that is happening all over the world with dance at the moment only enables us to spread those amazing ideas to our community and to people all across the country who may or may not be aware of us. They might find us just on social media through a hashtag and decide to come take a class, or they might have a relationship with another dancer, or our director has brought in a network of dancers that he knows from other companies to come take class. We can meet new people, we can see how they dance, and we can grow our own education while we grow our own platforms for training, and we can pass that on to many more students in our community. it's really amazing and beneficial to have an Independence Day for small businesses in St. Louis. But in our case, our survival and our tenacity that we take as independents has been fostered by the teamwork that we've experienced with other organizations and other events that have come through to show support and show that we matter and all these businesses are so vital to our community. And this is the perfect way to show that St. Louis is so capable of navigating very difficult obstacles and showing that tenacity can put you out on top. Tenacity and creativity can put you out on top.